Well, hi and welcome back to a new video, guys. If you do enjoy them, do take time to give them a thumbs up and drop a comment below. I do try to reply to a lot of my comments, although it can be difficult at times. So if you've got any queries, any questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment. Or if you've just tell me you've enjoyed the video. If you have, just put a comment down below and let me know if you've enjoyed it. I can also be reached on my Instagram at Fishing for Memories. So what are we doing this evening? Well, the first trip out of the new river season was a blank. A few chub taps, a few chub rattles, quite a few actually, but no fish in the end, and no barbel. I do think the fish are probably still in the mood for spawning. I don't normally like starting this early. I do like starting a little bit later in the season, but kind of got drawn into wanting to get out. So this evening, got a wide bit of river behind me, very wide zone, and it's a good area for picking up large bream, barbel, chub, etc. You know, it's a good zone. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to fish two rods on my, what you've seen before, so I'm not going to bore you, basic running, low resistance running rig setup, running leisures. I'm going to fish one, most likely, right over to this area, tight to this bank, marginal bank side cover over here, and the other into the real slack area further over. Now, I might decide to put the other to this margin, that's just to my right, but I'll play it by ear. I think I'm going to go one into the real slack area because I do actually want to pick up some of the large bream. Much maligned by some anglers, but I do like a nice, decent river bream or two. So I think I'm going to put one out into that slack area, the other just off of the edge of a nice area where there's a bit of oxygen and a bit of flow, and there's a nice gravel gully. I've got to be careful how I position that one over here because there is a weed bed too, and I'm going to try and get into alongside it, but not directly into it. So bait wise, got this, which is what you've seen on a lot of my videos, which is the mainline 50/50 base mix, mainly a carbohydrate and milk protein base mix that I've knocked up, and I've mixed my own choice of liquid foods and yeast extracts in. Works very well for me. I'm going to be wrapping the baits in a matching paste as well. But I've also got the following. Now bear in mind, I don't normally use this amount of ground bait. This is around about £1.5 to 2 pounds of ground bait. A lot of birdseed in there. Now, as I've already said, there is bream in the area. I can see them fizzing right now. I can also see a few other bubbles as well, which tells me there might be a few tench around, which I have seen in this particular area on previous seasons. So that's why I brought that ground bait. Although I'm going to put some out over this rod further over, and I will pack some most likely around the lead. A lot of the ground bait is for this area, the slacker area, because I know that the bream, once they get their heads down, they'll need to be kept interested and kept feeding if I'm going to pick a few of them up. Anyway, that's the sum of it. So, mainline 50/50, low resistance running leisures. The reels that I'm using are my Shimano Oceanics, and the rods are a 3-piece rod. They are Pelzer Contacts. They're a German rod, and but they pack down quite small because they're 3 or 4 sections. So it's easier to put in a very short holdall on my shoulder to take them on my e-bike. So that's the sum of it. The evening's drawing in. We've had some rain, which is always good. Always nice to get a bit of rainfall when it's been so dry. And yeah, you know, fingers and testicles crossed that we get a fish or two. Not fussed. It'd be nice to get a barbel, but it would be just nice to get a few decent quality slabs as well. And let's get set up. Now, if anyone's wondering about the catapult, that's off of AliExpress. And I'll tell you what, if you want to fire, look at the basket on that, if you want to fire balls of ground bait at long range, very similar to the old Drennan catapults, Whopper Dropper, and the old River King catapults. Really good, very cheap as well. Just firing a spread of small balls of ground bait into the area. Some a bit longer, some a bit shorter, but they are. The bream are definitely bubbling out there, definitely. That was a good cast, to be fair. Right where I've been putting the bait, which is where you want to be. Well, all set up. Put a scattering of around 4 or 5 boilies for the right rod and a couple of extra balls of ground bait, so I know the bream do get along there too. The cast on that rod, not bad. Would have liked to have been tighter to the margin, to be honest. So you've got the margin cover, you've got a clear gravel area, then you've got a weed bed. So in this case, the way the cast went, I didn't want to reposition it. It's gone in line with that, but adjacent. So it's about 6 to 8 foot the other side of the weed bed. Good enough, but was I'm in an R about recasting actually. I'm going to leave it there. Trouble is nighttime casting for that can be tricky, but we'll leave it there because it's in the vicinity. You've got a nice gravel bed next to that big weed bed anyway, either side. Obviously I did put my balls of ground bait closer to that margin, that's why I put an extra couple in, because my cast was a bit off. It's amazing, isn't it? That whilst a difficult cast isn't really what I call difficult. This side cast is, and that one went in fine. It's always the way. The harder cast comes out easier, and the easier cast is a little bit hanky-panky. Yeah, I'm going to sit back, going to enjoy the evening, enjoy being out on the river, and what happens happens, what doesn't happen simply doesn't happen, and there's always another fishing trip as long as you're alive. I think it's a bream. Yeah, it's a bream. Well, that's a lovely 8 pound, very walty, still got spawning tubercles, but 8 pound river abramus. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That's typical though, isn't it? I've got one rod in an area which is good for bream, and it's the rod that I've got out in an area that's decent for barbel, that produces a decent lump of a bream. Absolutely happy with that. Lovely bite, really, really nice. As I say, still got his spawning tubercles on it as well. Just pull myself back. There we go. What a lump. And there is a lot bigger ones than these, trust me guys. But yep, some people don't like them. I don't mind them. I'm a river angler. I like all my species. Wonderful. Let's get it slipped back anyway. We're into another bream, guys. They certainly are. Well, there we go. Not quite as large as the last, but over 6 pounds. 6 pound 1 ounces. Gave a good account of itself, as river bream do tend to do, and this one took line off the bait runner. Yeah, very nice too. Got a right shoulder to it. Very nice. Maybe we'll get a few more. Bream number 3. Well, this one tore off. Bream number 3, not quite as big as the others, but took the rod out of the rear butt rest. I think you've been training with the carbon barbel, haven't you? That's fabulous. Get the rod back out there. I think a bit more mainline margin mix and a bit more birdseed mixed in with it. See if there's a few more of these abramus about. Yeah, very enjoyable. I know some anglers don't enjoy bream. For me, I enjoy all my river species. Cracking. Let's get this one slipped back. I think we're into another bream here, guys. Yeah. Brought half the reed there with you. Well, how about that, eh? A proper one. Absolutely wonderful. Is that 4 bream now? Really, really decent sizes. And a really, really feisty one. This one took me around the side of the reed beds and ended dragging in nearly a whole bulb of reed, which it managed to shake off for me, which helped me out a bit. But yeah, cracking condition this one. Really nice, not scabby, really golden. I'll just pull myself back. There you go. Yeah, very, very enjoyable. Very nice. This is, I've got to say, it's been a nice trip thus far. No barbel, but on that slack swim I did expect it would produce what I wanted, and I did want a few bream on that rod, and it's producing. You know, let's get this one slipped back and get the rod back out on the spot. Well, morning has broken. It's been a lovely late evening to early morning fishing trip with those 4 lovely bream, topped off by the largest, which was £8, and the smallest, which was 5.5. Very, very enjoyable. And I know I see so many posts on social media by anglers claiming when they're out after one species, I've had a nuisance fish, be that chub when they're barbel fishing, be that bream when they're carp fishing, or bream when they're barbel fishing. And that's one thing you'll never see from me on my videos. I appreciate and respect all my species. Being a river angler, you know, you always get all different types of species that you'll be catching, and it's important that you respect them equally. I see so many posts of anglers saying, oh, bream, I'll shake them off in the edge off my hook, save landing them, or I'll chuck them in a hedge. Yeah, that's a sad state of affairs when you start looking at other species and having your fishing tainted by that kind of outlook. But anyway, I'm digressing. It's been an enjoyable trip. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, do take time to drop a comment. If you've got any queries, I am quicker to be reached. You'll get a quicker reply if you message me on my Instagram page at Fishing for Memories. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this nocturnal fishing trip, and wherever you're wetting the line, wherever you're dangling, I hope you're getting a fair crack of the whip. I hope you're getting a fair rub of the green. I hope you're catching a few fish. Till my next video, thanks for watching. See you on the flip side on another video. Take care. Goodbye.